A loss would eliminate them from the Pac-12 North title race and put the Huskies 8-1, 5-1 in the driver's seat as they aim for a second straight conference title. If the Cardinal 6-3, 5-2 win, they would have to beat Cal. Then they'd have to hope that Washington State 8-2, 5-2 has a third conference loss to Utah or Washington. Stanford would hold a head-to-head tiebreaker over Washington, but not Washington State. There's another delicious element. Stanford's Bryce Love, a Heisman Trophy hopeful and the nation's leading rusher, on a yards-per-game basis, takes on the nation's top defense in yards allowed. What doesn't get talked about enough? Defensively, they're big, Stanford head coach David Shaw said. They're big, they're physical, they're athletic. Even some of the guys who were there when Coach Chris Peterson got there got bigger. The Huskies bottled up the Cardinal ground game last year in a 44-6 pounding, Stanford's worst defeat in a decade. The Cardinal rushed 30 times for just 29 yards. Christian McCaffrey had 49 yards on 12 carries, and Love got the ball just twice, a 3-yard carry and 5-yard reception. After 2 straight tough games on the road, a squeaker over Oregon State and a loss to Washington State, the Cardinal finished the regular season with a 3-game homestand. They are 57-8 at Stanford Stadium over the past decade and have won 4 in a row over the Huskies at home. Quarterback Jake Browning is in his 3rd year as the Washington starter. The 6'2" junior guided the Huskies to the college football playoff last season. They lost to Alabama in the semifinals. On Saturday, Browning tied the school for career touchdown passes with 75. Jake gets lost in the shuffle sometimes because he's not the 6'4", 220-pound prototype quarterback, Shaw said. He's just the guy that makes completions, wins games, scrambles when he needs to, makes all the right decisions. He's more of the Drew Brees than the Andrew Luck-looking quarterback, but when you watch him, he plays the game the way you're supposed to play it, with energy, passion, and emotion. When Stanford doesn't convert third downs Friday night, 2 bad things will happen. It probably will have to punt, and Dante Pettis will be waiting to receive. The nation's leading return man has 4 touchdown returns this season, and an NCAA record 9 in his career. Washington tailback Myles Gaskin is closing in on a 3rd straight 1,000-yard season and averages 6.2 yards per carry. He pierced the Cardinal for 100 yards or more in each of the past 2 seasons. Stanford fans hope Love will be back to 100% nearly a month after he injured his ankle against Oregon. If he has a big night, he probably could assure himself an invitation to the Heisman ceremony as one of the finalists. I watch a lot of tape, not just of the conference, but around the country, Peterson said, and I haven't seen a back that's better than him. Washington middle linebacker Ben Burke-Irvin, a Menlo Park native, said there's more to Love's game than speed and shiftiness. He's obviously really fast, but his ability to keep his legs moving is probably underrated. He's a tough kid, and a lot of the big runs he's had this year is not because he's had a perfect block. He's made guys miss and run through guys. He's a pretty special talent. Another back the Huskies will have to keep an eye on is fullback Daniel Marks, who provides robust blocking for Love and is capable of getting yards himself. He caught his first pass in 2 years against Washington State, making a nice catch of a low pass from KJ Costello and going 24 yards to help set up a touchdown. Stanford is one of the few teams that need a fullback in their pro-style offense. We explained what a fullback is to our defense today, Peterson joked Monday. They were very intrigued. There's one other intriguing flip to the matchup. Sean needs 1 win to tie Pop Warner, 1924-32, for the most wins, 70, in program history. It's still kind of surreal, Shaw said of approaching the milestone. I feel like I still just got here. Every time I say 7 years, I think, has it really been 7 years? The record is kind of out there, and one of those things you reflect on later. Tom Fitzgerald is a San Francisco Chronicle staff writer. Email Fitzgerald@spchronicle.com. Twitter @TimFitzgerald. Number 9 Washington 8151 Pac-12. At Stanford 6352. Where Stanford Stadium went 7:30 p.m. TV radio FS1 1050th. Injuries: Washington, T. Hunter Bryant, knee, T. David Ajamu, knee, W.R. Quinton Pounds, undisclosed non-contact injury, W.R. Chico McClatcher, ankle, O.T. Trey Adams, knee, C.B. Jordan Miller, leg, are out. C.B. Byron Murphy, undisclosed, is doubtful. Stanford, C.B. Elijah Holder, knee, and O.T. Walker Little, undisclosed, are out. C.B. Terrence Alexander, arm, is doubtful. L.B. Curtis Robinson, undisclosed, is probable.